Hello, can you hear me? Okay, looks like everyone's here. Can you see my screen? Okay. All right, so if you guys have any questions, please ask them. I can see them at the bottom of my screen and we'll try to answer them. Um, you can hear me. Okay. Okay, so let's get started. What we're doing today is we're going to quickly go through how to gain real followers on Twitter, and specifically for the wine industry. So I've been in the wine industry. My name is John A. Bell. I started in the first tasting room I worked at when I was 22, and that was about 15 years ago. So I've been in all aspects of the retail side of the wine industry, from wine clubs to special events to obviously tasting room, and now I am consulting with wineries, doing a lot of online marketing for wineries. So we have found that by far the best online tool is Twitter. So that's what we're here to talk about. So there's lots of ways to get Twitter followers. The one that most people use is start tweeting, and people will see them and share, and their friends will see it, and you gain followers slowly. You also will pick them up from your website. Most of you should have a Twitter icon that people can find your Twitter page through your website. If you don't, you should do that right now. But and you can also buy Twitter followers. So, and there is actually, some people say, why would you ever just buy fake followers? There's actually a couple of reasons why you do that, but we don't need to talk about that right now. What we're going to talk about is how to get real followers who really want to follow you and get a lot of them. So we've actually put together a system specifically for the wine industry to get followers, and Twitter is by far the best way to get to a lot of people for a good price, if not free. So let's get started. What I'm going to do is quickly go through why Twitter. Twitter is it's great for sales. It really is. So I'm going to go through this quickly. These are from one of the websites that we did a while back. I'm not going to read all these. You can pause and take a look at them later. We'll have this available as a standalone video too. So connecting with customers, obviously you can talk about a lot of different things. Anything that's interesting for people, they will watch and follow you and be interested in seeing what you have. Twitter is definitely the go-to app for most people on their phones. Almost everyone who uses Twitter has the app on a device other than a computer. So yeah, new generation, they use phones and they use these little apps, and they watch all day long and see who's tweeting what. So connect with customers. Branding, you don't have to be a big brand. Obviously anybody can be on Twitter and get their brand out. Customer feedback, you can definitely see how things are going with your business. You can see good and bad, and it's a great way to see what people are saying without actually having them talking to you directly. So you can always use that. Marketing, you can always market. There's a lot of ways to market through Twitter. It is free. I mean, you can talk to people, you can mention anything you want to anytime, and you get to 100% of the people that follow you. Unlike Facebook now, Facebook used to be my favorite way to get out to a good audience, but if you've noticed lately, people who like your business page, they have dropped down to about 1 to 5% of the people who like your business page actually see a post that you post from your business page. And Facebook's done that for a reason, because they're trying to get you to buy advertising with them. So organic traffic through your through your Facebook business page is almost non-existent now. So Twitter's become definitely by far the best way to get to people. And there's over 307 million people on Twitter right now, and it's growing constantly. It's actually grown every year since they started, except for one. And then you can do, news, anything about your business. As things happen, you can literally keep people updated, which is great. Wineries have some fun things to say sometimes during Crush and other times. So you can do that. Give away coupons and promos. Once you get a good following, that's a great way. Not all the time. You need to get out some content that people are really interested in seeing, and they'll follow you and be interested in seeing your posts and your tweets. And then you put in a coupon or a promotion, and they're going to read it, and The more times they see you, the more likely they are to come to your winery when they're in the area, or think of you when they're buying wine online. Twitter is viral. Obviously, it can be a way to get to a lot of people, and you put the right content out there, it will get to people. Spying on the competition, I don't like this particularly, but you can go to your competitors' Twitter account, see what other people are saying about them. You can use that as a tool for your own business. So that's nice. Increase sales. It does help sales. You get, we've talked about that already, but you get a good following and you will see sales from it. It's not something that happens overnight, but if you have 10,000 people who are following you and you put out coupons here and there, I guarantee you it will help you increase sales, and actually by a big amount. There's a winery who literally started a year ago putting some really good content on their Twitter feed. They're up to over 12,000 followers, and they will put out specials and get the phone will ring off the hook for a week. It's a great way to increase your sales. And brand loyalty, same thing. If people are coming to your area and they're looking at a list of a whole bunch of wineries and they remember your post, they're going to pick you to come see. Okay, so you don't have to read every tweet. You don't have to go on every day and read everything people are saying, but read a lot of them. Obviously, 22 times a day is what the average person tweets. You don't need to read everything. If you have 100 people, 500 people, you're going to get a lot of tweets. You definitely don't need to read them. But customize your feeds. Using Twitter lists is great. This is more for what you see on your page. It doesn't really matter to what people are seeing, but if you want to see only certain things on your page, you can customize that with Twitter lists. You can go on and check out Twitter lists anytime. It's pretty self-explanatory, but helpful, so for sure. Respond to everyone. Some big companies, if you guys grow to thousands of followers, it's kind of hard to respond to everyone. But if you can, if someone has a complaint, someone has some kind of feedback, to say anything is huge. They'll remember that. So respond. Yeah, and even some big companies try to respond to everyone. It's a great way to do it. Use a schedule like Buffer. Buffer is great. What it does is you buy a certain amount of time with them, a month at a time. It costs anywhere from $50 to $250 depending on the size of your business and how much you want to tweet. And what you can do is schedule tweets in advance. So you can set up, 100 tweets, and it'll go out certain times when it's scheduled, when you've scheduled it to go out. That way you don't have to, wake up at 3 in the morning and put a tweet out, and, schedule them yourself to stop what you're doing and actually make a tweet. So this is a system we use. We do this for you. So this is to show you how to gain followers, but we actually are doing this this system that's working amazingly for our clients. I'm not trying to sell you it. I'm telling you what we're doing. So let's move on here. So that's what I'm saying. You can put it in your queue, and it gets good bio. Give information about your business. Make sure you have information that's relevant to your business and what a customer would want to see when they go to your Twitter page, like you would a website. And put a link to your website. A lot of people don't do that. You should do that. Engage others directly. If you see some conversation about something specific, talk about it. Talk about it on Twitter. Let people see that you are seeing what they're saying. And then you can use the via HT or buy and use specific names. So if you have someone who has mentioned something, you can do at their name and directly talk back to them, but post on your own feed as well, so either other people can see it. There's ways to set it up, a couple different ways, but definitely talk to people, use their names, use hashtags, get out there. All that helps. Understand how mentions work. I was just talking about that. So literally at seen by the person tweeting. Anyone who follows both of you, you won't get as much of that, but definitely use that hashtags and at. And anything between that is seen by everyone. It's okay to tweet multiple times the same thing, and this is important. A lot of people will post something once or tweet something once at 2 p.m. and that gets on feeds, and it might be interesting. It could be even viral, but people who aren't looking at their feed at 2 p.m. aren't going to see it. So post it again at 6 o'clock, post it the next morning. It's okay. People who have seen it once are not going to get bothered by it, and you will get out to more people that way. Yeah, set aside your follower-following ratio and just follow. This I have a problem with. You have to stay within Twitter's guidelines of who you follow and who's following you. A regular account cannot have more than you can't be following more than 2,000 people unless your followers are within 80% of who you are following. So like if you have 1,600 or 1,620, and actually Twitter doesn't have an exact algorithm that works perfectly. So you could have 2,000 followers. You could be following 2,000 people and go to that 2,001st one, and it'll say you can't follow anymore because of their limit. If you get over 1,600, 1,800, at some point that'll let you follow again. This is where buying Twitter followers can come in handy. You can get over that 2,000 and keep moving, and then they have other breaks. After 2,000, you should really try to stay within that 80%. Make sure you have 80% followers. Excuse me. Yes, Chris, I see you. We'll get to that in 1 second. Okay. Right, so follow as many people as you can, but make sure you don't follow too many at one time for a couple reasons. If you follow too many people and your follower ratio is down, first of all, people are going to get that. So when you follow someone, they get an email, and that email tells them how many people you're following, how many people are following you, and how many tweets. If someone sees a huge ratio difference, the chances of them following you back is not good. So I try to stay within a couple hundred, and it's easy to do, especially with our system. We get within that couple hundred all the time, which is a good way to keep yourself on track too, and try to do it daily, follow and unfollow. And we'll get to that in a second, but just make sure you don't follow too many people. It's easy to go and follow 2,000 people, and you're going to get 10 to 15% people follow you back quickly. But a lot of people, won't follow you because you have too many people. The difference is big. So, okay. I was asked, Chris just asked a second ago about Twitter ads. So if you use Twitter advertising, you can. There's a great way to get followers is you can use their advertising. They'll put out an ad on people's pages that you can get down to a specific segment, and it costs between 50 cents and $4 per engagement. And if you want to do a Twitter promoted tweet, it'll cost you $200,000 a day. And it gets to a lot of people, but most of us don't have a budget anywhere near $200,000 a day.